10 luxury cars. 10 badges that actually earn the money you pay for them. And not one of them is German. Not BMW, not Mercedes, not Audi, not Porsche. Buy the wrong luxury car, and you're not looking at a repair bill in the hundreds. You're looking at one in the tens of thousands. A single fault that costs more than a used economy car. So here's the question I want you sitting with for the next few minutes. How does the country that basically invented the luxury car lose at its own game? 3 separate times, in 3 separate 2026 studies? Let's get into it. Here's exactly what you're getting. 10 specific luxury models, filtered out of every luxury nameplate on sale in 2026, and ranked using 3 sources that don't talk to each other and don't agree on much. J.D. Power's 2026 Vehicle Dependability Study, Consumer Reports 2026 Brand Report Card, and the German TÜV 2026 Inspection Report. One filter test decides everything. Does the brand's long-term dependability data back up the price on the window, or does it only back up the badge on the hood? And one line before we start, because I know some of you are already typing. This isn't a grudge against German engineering. This is what 3 separate studies independently show when you stop measuring how a car feels on day 1 and start measuring how it holds up on year 3. Because that's the trick most reliability videos miss. There are 2 totally different measurements, and people mix them up constantly. Initial quality measures problems in the first 90 days. Basically, did anything rattle, glitch, or squeak before you finish the new car smell? Dependability measures problems at 3 years, after the warranty gets nervous. That's the one that empties your bank account. This whole list is built on the second number, the 3-year number, the one that counts. Let me put the uncomfortable German numbers on the table right now, up front, instead of hiding them for a big reveal. Every problem count here is measured in problems per 100 vehicles. Lower is better. Think of it as, out of 100 owners, how many are calling the dealer? BMW is the best of the German trio. A 5-year average of about 189.6 problems per 100 vehicles, and a 5th place finish overall in Consumer Reports 2026 report card. And I want to be fair here, because BMW genuinely earned that. Of the 3 German luxury giants, BMW is the one building the most dependable car right now. That's real. But 5th overall still isn't good enough to crack this list, because the 4 brands ahead of it, the ones actually winning, aren't German. 5th place is respectable. It's just not a trophy. Then it gets worse. Mercedes-Benz sits behind BMW at a 5-year average around 226.2 problems per 100 vehicles. That's a meaningfully rougher 3-year ownership experience for a car that costs the same or more. And Audi trails even further back. Same story, deeper hole. Now, the C-Class won its class in the TÜV report. Yes, it did. Mercedes C-Class took the mid-size crown in Germany's 2026 roadworthiness inspections, and the BMW 1 and 2 series took the compact class. I'm not going to pretend that didn't happen, because your comment section will absolutely catch me if I do. But here's the thing, winning one size class is not winning the luxury tier. A brand can build one solid small car and still let its flagship SUV fall apart at 60,000 miles. Class-level wins don't get you onto a brand-wide reliability list. And notice, the TÜV report's overall most reliable car for 2026 wasn't a German luxury flagship at all. It was the Mazda 2, a tiny economy hatchback, with a 2.9% serious defect rate. The best result in the entire report. Not a luxury car, not German prestige. A small, cheap, boring, brilliantly built Mazda. I'll give Germany its strongest possible argument. Porsche. Because in J.D. Power's 2026 initial quality study, the Porsche 911 was named the single best model in the entire study. Best of everything. First place. So why isn't it on this list? Because that's the 90-day number, the one that measures how a car feels before the payments really start. Flip to the 3-year number, and Consumer Reports predicts the 2026 Porsche 911 will have, their words, about average long-term reliability. Not exceptional, not bulletproof. Average, same as a normal new car. So Porsche's big German trophy is a 90-day trophy. Impressive on the lot. Ordinary in the years that actually cost you money. That's the asterisk. And an asterisk doesn't make the list. Every German story is the same shape. Wins something, just never the thing that matters most for your wallet. And before you feel too bad for the Germans, look at who's really at the bottom. Land Rover posts a 2026 dependability score around 274 problems per 100 vehicles, against an industry average near 190. RepairPal rates it 2.5 out of 5.0, dead 31st out of 32 brands tracked. But this is the number that made me put my coffee down. The UK warranty firm, WarrantyWise, scored the Land Rover Discovery at 17.2 out of 100 for reliability. Average repair bills over £2,000, and some single repairs topping £40,000. 40 grand, one repair, on one car. That's the floor we're climbing up from. Now let's climb. Quick thing. This is the exact list your luxury dealership would rather you never saw, because it tells you where the badge is worth it and where you're just paying rent on a logo. Hit subscribe so it doesn't disappear on you. That's the only ask. Now the countdown. Number 10. And we're opening with an American surprise, the Cadillac XT5. It lands in the mid-40s to low 50s. Genuine luxury SUV money, but tens of thousands under a comparable German badge. Here's what Cadillac's engineering quietly avoids on this one. Fragile, overcomplicated electronic systems that turn German luxury SUVs into dashboard warning light slot machines after the warranty ends. The XT5 is deliberately conventional under the skin. Fewer clever systems means fewer clever systems to fail. And over a 10-year ownership window, that's the entire ballgame. Every extra sensor, every extra control module, every extra innovative subsystem is one more thing that fails at year 7 and costs 4 figures to diagnose before anyone even touches a wrench. And here's the proof. As a brand, Cadillac finished second among all premium brands in J.D. Power's 2026 Vehicle Dependability Study, at 175 problems per 100 vehicles. Second, ahead of every single German luxury brand. An American company most people wrote off a decade ago is now more dependable at the 3-year mark than the entire country that supposedly owns this segment. That's your number 10. It only goes up from here. Number 9, the Acura TLX. Low to mid-40s for a properly equipped sports sedan. What the TLX avoids is the maintenance cost trap. This is the risk German buyers never see coming. It's not just that a German luxury sedan breaks more often, it's that when it breaks, the bill is brutal. Acura engineered around that, sharing bones with Honda's mainstream mechanicals instead of chasing exotic complexity. And here's why that matters over 10 years. Reliability isn't only how often something fails. It's what the failure costs you when it does. A car that breaks rarely but bankrupts you each time isn't dependable. It's a lottery ticket you keep losing. And the proof? RepairPal ranks Acura second out of 32 brands overall for reliability, 4.0 out of 5.0, with average annual repair costs of about $500. $500 a year, and only 8% of Acura repairs are classified as severe. Compare that to Land Rover's 40,000-pound single repairs, and you understand what reliable is actually buying you. Number 9, a sports sedan that keeps its promises and its price. Number 8, same badge, different body, the Acura RDX. It opens in the low 40s and tops out in the high 40s well equipped. What it avoids is the turbo and electronics fragility that plagues the compact German SUVs it competes with directly. The RDX runs a proven Turbo 4 and a drivetrain that's been stress tested across Honda's entire lineup for years, before it ever wore an Acura badge. And here's why that matters across a decade. Compact luxury SUVs get used. School runs, road trips, 15,000 miles a year, minimum. That's exactly the mileage where German complexity starts sending repair invoices. The RDX is built for the boring, brutal reality of daily miles. And the proof? That same Acura brand carries RepairPal's 4.0 out of 5.0 and a top 3 overall ranking, with only 8% of repairs rated severe. Meaning, when something does go wrong, more than 9 times out of 10 it's a routine, affordable fix, not a financial event. Number 8. Now we're into the top of the list, and the pattern's about to get very obvious. Number 7. The Cadillac CT5. Mid-40s for the sedan, climbing into the 50s and beyond for the loud, fast Blackwing versions. What it avoids is the same thing the XT5 does. The layered electronic complexity that makes German luxury sedans so lovely at year 1 and so terrifying at year 6. The CT5 gives you the leather, the power, the presence, without stacking on quite as many failure points. And why does that matter over 10 years? Because a luxury sedan is a long-term relationship. You're not flipping it in 18 months. You're keeping it. And the German sedans in this class are precisely the cars that lose 50 to 60% of their value over 5 years. Partly because buyers know what the repair bills look like once the warranty's gone. The proof, again, Cadillac's second-place premium finish at 175 problems per 100 vehicles in the 2026 J.D. Power Dependability Study. I'll keep hammering this number because it deserves it. Second among all premium brands, ahead of every German nameplate on the market. This isn't nostalgia for old Cadillacs. This is the current data. Number 7. Out of every luxury sedan on sale, an American one. Number 6. The big one, the Cadillac Escalade. This is where the numbers get serious. The Escalade starts north of $85,000, and a loaded one sails past $110,000. Full flagship money. And that's exactly why its placement matters. Because at that price, you're cross-shopping the full-size German and British luxury SUVs. The same category where Land Rover is posting 274 problems per 100 vehicles and 40,000 pound repairs. The Escalade avoids that world entirely by being mechanically a very well-built truck wearing a tuxedo. Body on frame. Proven GM powertrain. Nothing exotic where exotic gets expensive. And across a decade, that's everything. A 6-figure SUV that spends month 5 in the service bay isn't a luxury. It's a liability with heated seats. The Escalade's whole reliability case is that it does the flashy stuff on the outside and stays boring where it counts, under the floor. And the proof, Cadillac, second premium brand, 175 problems per 100 vehicles, 2026 J.D. Power. At 6 figures, second most dependable premium brand in America is doing a lot of quiet work to justify that sticker. Number 6. Now, before the top 5, I have to show you something, because it's the reason a car you might expect to see here isn't on this list at all. You notice Genesis isn't here. There's a reason, and it's genuinely fascinating. In J.D. Power's 2026 Initial Quality Study, that's the 90-day number again. Genesis finished second overall. Second. Practically flawless out of the gate. On paper, one of the best-built new cars you can buy. Now watch what happens when you wait 3 years. In Consumer Reports' 2026 reliability rankings, that same Genesis brand ranks 21st out of 26 brands. It scores 33 out of 100 for reliability. And not a single current Genesis model is rated average or better for predicted long-term dependability. Not one. So Genesis is a split-brain brand. Brilliant on day 1, and then the wheels come off, figuratively, by year 3. It's the perfect illustration of why this entire list ignores the 90-day number and lives on the 3-year number. A car that's perfect for 90 days and a headache for the next 3,000 isn't reliable. It's just well-behaved at the dealership. Keep that in your back pocket. It's exactly why the German wins earlier were 90-day wins. Now, the top 5. Number 5. The best 3-row on this list. The Acura MDX. Mid-50s to low 60s for a fully loaded family flagship. What it avoids is this. The family hauler tier is where German 3-row SUVs quietly punish owners the hardest. Air suspension failures, complex all-wheel drive electronics, infotainment that ages like milk. The MDX skips the fragile stuff and leans on drivetrain hardware. Honda has refined for decades. And here's why that matters over 10 years. A 3-row SUV is the car. A family keeps the longest and loads the heaviest. 3rd row, car seats, luggage, a dog, 200,000-mile ambitions. That's a 10-year commitment on the day you sign. And it's the worst possible car to gamble on. 2 proof points here. Consumer Reports places Acura 7th overall for new car reliability and 5th among luxury brands specifically in 2026. And on the money side, Acura retains about 53.2% of its value over 5 years, right in line with the German average, but achieved without the German repair bills. You get German-level resale and Japanese-level dependability in the same driveway. Number 5. Family proof, and it holds its money. Number 4. And now the badge that owns the top of this list starts showing up. Lexus. But I'm putting the honest one here first, on purpose. The Lexus LX. This is a serious full-size luxury SUV, well into 6 figures loaded. Now, I'm not going to oversell it. Consumer Reports rates the 2026 Lexus LX as only about average for predicted reliability. That's it, about average. It is, honestly, the weakest reliability pick in the entire Lexus SUV lineup. So why is the weakest Lexus sitting at number 4 on a most reliable list? Because here's the punchline. About average, Lexus's worst still beats the entire luxury segment. The premium segment average in the 2026 J.D. Power study is 217 problems per 100 vehicles. About average for the industry as a whole is a lower, better number than what the luxury tier posts, which means Lexus's floor, its single least reliable SUV, clears a bar that Mercedes at 226 and Audi and Land Rover at 274 can't touch. And that's the whole point. When a brand's worst effort still outlasts your rival's best, you're not buying a car. You're buying a margin of safety. The weakest Lexus is still a stronger bet than most of the badges we've spent this whole video ruling out. Number 4, and that's the bad Lexus. Watch what the good ones do. Number 3, the Lexus NX. The most attainable car in the top 5. High 30s to high 40s. This is the one most of you can actually put in your driveway. The NX is the compact luxury SUV done the Lexus way. Proven hybrid and gas powertrains, minimal drama, and none of the fussy electronic overreach that turns its German rivals into check engine light generators after 50,000 miles. And here's why that matters over a decade. This is a car people buy to not think about. Commuter miles, errands, airport runs. Year after year. The entire value proposition is that it disappears into your life instead of interrupting it with tow trucks. And it inherits the crown. As a brand, Lexus finished number 1 in J.D. Power's 2026 Vehicle Dependability Study at 151 problems per 100 vehicles, the lowest of any brand tested mainstream or luxury for the 4th consecutive year. Not 4th this year, 4 years running. That's not a fluke season. That's a decade-long pattern. And on resale, Lexus holds about 61.6% of its value over 5 years. The best retention in this entire video. Number 3, the most affordable seat at the most reliable table. Number 2, the Lexus GX, mid-60s and up, real, off-road capable luxury. The GX is body on frame, built like the LX's tougher cousin, and it deliberately skips the fragile road-focused complexity that makes European luxury SUVs so expensive to keep past year 5. This is old-school durable engineering wearing new-school luxury. And here's why that matters over 10 years. This is the SUV people keep until the odometer stops being believable. It's built to be handed down, not traded in. And that only works if the mechanicals are chosen for the long haul instead of the showroom. Same brand leading number, 151 problems per 100 vehicles. J.D. Power's lowest score of any brand, 4 years straight. Pair that with Lexus's 61.6% 5-year resale. And you're looking at an SUV that both survives the decade and hands most of your money back when you're done with it. Reliability and resale are the same coin here, and Lexus is holding both sides. Number 2, and there's only one badge left standing. Number 1, the most reliable luxury car you can buy in 2026. The Lexus RX, mid-50s to mid-60s well-equipped, mainstream luxury SUV money. Nothing exotic. And I want to stack every piece of proof I've got on this one, because it earns it. The RX avoids essentially all of it. It's Lexus's most refined take on the mid-size luxury SUV, mature hybrid tech, a drivetrain philosophy built around nothing going wrong, and a deliberate absence of the clever but brittle systems that define its German competition. And here's why that matters over a 10-year window. This is the single most cross-shopped luxury SUV in the country. Millions of people are choosing between an RX and a German rival at this exact price right now. And the 10-year math isn't close. Now the proof, 3 separate numbers, because number 1 has to carry the most weight. 1. Consumer Reports calls the 2026 RX more reliable than the average new car, with a long-term track record it describes as about as stout as they come. That's their language, not mine. About as stout as they come. 2. It wears Lexus's #1 dependability crown. 151 problems per 100 vehicles, the lowest of any brand tested 4 consecutive years. 3. And this is the one that hits your bank account. The RX holds about 61.6% of its value after 5 years. Compare that directly. BMW, 50.1%. Audi, 52.3%. Mercedes, 53.8%. Do the math on a $60,000 car. That gap between Lexus's 61.6% and BMW's 50.1% is more than $7,000 of extra value still sitting in your driveway after 5 years, on top of the repair bills you didn't pay. Same segment. Same price to start. Wildly different amount of money left at the end. Number 1. The Lexus RX. The badge that actually earns the money. So, there's your 10. 10 luxury cars whose reliability data actually justifies the price. And now, do exactly what I told you to do at the start. Notice what's missing. Not one BMW, not one Mercedes, not one Audi, not one Porsche, the brand that literally won J.D. Power's initial quality study and still couldn't crack a long-term list. No Genesis. Brilliant for 90 days and 21st out of 26 after 3 years. No Land Rover, obviously, sitting at 274 problems per 101 repair topping 40,000 pounds. The entire podium, 1, 2, 3, is a single brand. Lexus. The top 4 is Lexus, 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 and Lexus again. The whole list is Lexus, Cadillac, and Acura. Japan and America. 0 cars from the country everyone assumes owns the luxury segment. And if the reliability numbers don't move you, let the money finish the argument. Because reliability and resale are the same story told twice. Over 5 years, Lexus keeps about 61.6% of its value. Mercedes, 53.8%. Audi, 52.3%. BMW, 50.1%. And zoom out. German luxury sedans typically shed 50 to 60% of their value in 5 years, while comparable Japanese luxury SUVs and sedans lose more like 35 to 40. That's not a rounding error. That's a second invisible price tag stapled to the badge. And you only see it the day you try to sell. The reliability score and the depreciation curve are the same tax, billed twice. Now, if you're watching this from the driver's seat of a BMW or a Mercedes, don't panic and definitely don't rage comment yet. Some practical advice. First, BMW is genuinely the strongest of the German 3, 189.6 problems per 100 vehicles, and 5th overall in Consumer Reports. If that's what you've got, you pick the best of that bunch. And if you own the specific models that won their TÜV class, the Mercedes C-Class, the BMW 1 and 2 series, you're holding the good end of your brand's range, not the bad one. Second, and this is the real move, watch the depreciation cliff. German luxury cars lose the steepest chunk of their value right as the factory warranty runs out, which is also right when the expensive failures start. If you're going to sell before that curve steepens, and before you're funding the repair bills yourself. The person who trades out at year 4 keeps their money. The person who holds to year 7 pays for both problems at once. You don't have to hate your car. You just have to know which year it turns from an asset into a liability, and get out 1 year early. So tell me down in the comments, which one actually surprised you? Was it Cadillac finishing second among every premium brand in America? Was it Porsche winning initial quality and still not making the cut? Or was it just seeing 4 Lexus badges own the top of a list this lopsided? Drop it below. I read them, and they decide what I make next. Because here's where we're going. This video was the cars the 2026 data says you can trust. Next one flips it completely. The luxury cars the exact same 3 studies say to run from. The ones with the worst numbers I've ever put in one video. You already met the villain today. Land Rover was just the warm-up. Subscribe so you don't miss who's actually number 1 on that list. See you there.